Welcome to class 6, and our first topic is going to be music history. Now we're going to do an introduction to music history. Normally when we learn about history, we learn about the music from our own country, our past presidents or our past prime ministers. So in music history, we learn about the history of different genres of music, we learn about the history of different instruments, we learn about how music reached to the stage it's at now, and we look at various things inside the topic of music. Today we're going to take a look at 4 eras of music. Learning about these 4 eras of music will help us understand how music has changed throughout hundreds of years. The 4 eras are called the Renaissance era, the Baroque era, the Classical era, and the Romantic era. Music history is actually my favorite subject since secondary school. And the reason is, instead of just reading it, you get to hear how the music has changed throughout the years. So let's take a listen to these 4 eras of music. The first era we're going to listen to is the Renaissance era, and this era is from 1400 to 1600. Here's some music from the Renaissance. After the Renaissance era was the Baroque era. The Baroque era is from 1600 to 1760. Let's listen to some music from the Baroque era of music. After the Baroque era of music came the Classical era of music. The Classical era of music was from 1730 to 1820. Let's listen to some music from the Classical era of music. After the Classical era was the Romantic era of music. The Romantic era of music was from 1815 to 1910. Let's listen to some music from the Romantic era of music. Great. So that was an introduction to music history. We just listened to music from the Renaissance era, the Baroque era, the Classical era, and the Romantic era. So did you hear the way the music changed from one era to the next? It's really lovely music. In music history, if you listen to the different eras of music, and we just went through 4, the Renaissance, the Baroque, the Classical, and the Romantic, you would realize that there are different characteristics in each era of music that is unique to that era. Today we're briefly going to discuss the characteristic of rhythm throughout the eras. Now the more you listen to music from different eras, the more you'll be able to pinpoint particular rhythms belonging to a piece or other musical characteristics. In Renaissance music, the rhythm of the different melodies being played at the same time tend to overlap on each other, and it tends to be a very free rhythm. In the Baroque era of music, it's almost the opposite to the Renaissance era of music. In the Renaissance era, you had a very free rhythm. But in the Baroque era, the rhythm is very steady and it's constantly pulsing. The music in the Classical era of music tends to have a lot of pauses in their rhythm. These pauses are a lot of times unexpected. In the music of the Romantic era, the rhythm tends to be very complex. The music tends to speed up and slow down a lot. What is a word that describes when music speeds up and slows down? Tempo. So the tempo in Romantic music speeds up and slows down a lot during the piece. So there are musical characteristics in each era of music, including rhythm, which we did today, that will help you hear a piece of music and know where it's from. And that's it for our 6th class. I'll see you for class 7.